Okay, good morning. Let's start the next section of differentiation. Okay, we have done chain rule. Okay, in chain rule we have discussed and we have done doubts of chain rule study also, day before study also. So those who have not come on the doubt session, for them it will be difficult. Now we will continue from there itself. Okay, for here the now the application of differentiation. The application of differentiation actually this includes whatever we have learned. Already I have said this that the differentiation is basically rate of means change of dependent variable with respect to independent variable when independent variable tends to 0. We have done that, and based on that we have done up to chain rule. Now application of derivative means what we are going to find from this application of derivative means differentiation. Differentiation. That is, let's say, first application is to find slope or tangent on curve. To find slope or tangent on curve. Let's say if we have a curve of this shape. This is y versus x. So we have here. So we are finding what ratio of delta y by delta x. Delta y means y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. And if you remember, y is equal to fx. Means if you put the value of x, you will get the y, corresponding y. If you put the value of, let's say, x1, you will get y1. If you put the value x2, you will get y2. Yeah. Now let's say, here it is, this is y2, x2 comma y2. Here it is, let's say, x1 comma y1. So if you find this y2 minus y1, so this is going to be, again, it is just a difference of y coordinate. So this is going to be this line. In 9th, 10th you must have done the this distance will be, means if I draw this y2 minus y1, so what I am going to do, if I complete this rectangle, means the right angle triangle, so this distance is x2 minus x1. This height is y2 minus y1. Okay. So if you complete this right angle triangle, so this y2 by y1 is nothing but this angle. This is, let's say, tan theta here. Tan theta prime. Now if you see, so basically y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1 is nothing but it's a tan of this, and this is called slope. This is itself called slope. Okay, tan theta m or slope, it's same. In straight line, some of you must have done this. Now let's say if now what we do here, when we have to write dy by dx, what we do limit x2 tends to, means x1 tends to x2, let's say, or let's say x2 tends to x1. So when x2 is tending to x1, means it is x2 now, it is coming close to x1. It is my x1 y1. So this point is coming close to x1 y1. If this point is coming close to x1 y1, now the slope will become, means this, it will become this, y2 minus y1 will become this, means as this point coming close to this, now this angle is going to decrease. Earlier it was theta prime, now this will be theta double prime. So now this angle is going to decrease. Again further, if this comes here, if this is going to come here, this, if you join this line, again this angle is going to decrease. So when x2 tends to x1, this is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This value become very close to this. Again x2 tends to x1, meaning what? This value is coming close to 1 but not 0, but not x1. It is very close, very close. So for a very close, we write dx, and for when x2 tends to x1, this y2 will also tend to y1, so this will be written as dy. So when difference between these two tends to 0, not 0, tends to 0, so this we write as a d, small difference tending to 0, this becomes dy, small difference this. So this is going to be, so this becomes the, means again it is a slope, so this will be also a slope, but slope at which point? So slope, this will be slope at x1, because now x2 point is close to x1 but not x1, it is close to x1, so this becomes a slope at x1. Now let's say if I take one very common curve circle, and this is your x comma y. So here let's say this is let's say x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Now x2 is coming close to, so now this line is going to go like this. For some point when x2 is very close to this, we are coming, x2 is decreasing, so y2 will decrease, and for when x2 becomes very close to x1, this line will become a straight line, tangent, means it will be a tangent to this point, and this tangent is basically dy by dx. This is called tangent, or this is called m, or this is called slope, all are same. So dy by dx will give you the tangent. अभी जिस पॉइंट पे निकालना है तो फाइंड द dy by dx and put there x1, so it will become tangent or slope or m at point x1. So this is the first application of finding the slope. If any doubt, you can ask on the live doubt session. But you see, the line, as the x2 is going to decrease, the line also going to decrease its angle, and for some value this will be tangent. For some value, when x2 becomes very close to x1, this will become a tangent. Okay, this will become a tangent here. So this value will be tangent here. So that is dy by dx becomes tangent at a point x1. At which point you want to know, you can draw it. So first application is to find the tangent dy by dx, to find the tangent at a given point of the curve. This is first very important application. Second application, is to find maxima or minima of a given curve. This is also very important. Again, you will learn this in great detail in your higher classes. Okay. So here, to find the maxima and minima in a let's say if we have a y is equal to fx is given, it's a curve. So dy by dx. So dy by dx. So what you have to do? So step 1, you have to do find dy by dx and make this equal to 0 to find maxima and minima. Exact its proof we are not going to do right now. I am just going to tell you y is equal to fx, find dy by dx, that is equal to 0. Okay, so that is equal to 0. So from here you will get x, x1, x2, means you will get the coordinates at which dy by dx is 0. This is first step. Step 2, again find double d2y by dx square and put there x1, the point for which dy by dx is 0, put there x1. If this comes less than 0, then it is maxima at x1. Then d2y by dx2 at x2 greater than 0, so then it will be minima at x2. It will be minima at x2. So this is the procedure. Exactly क्या है कि if you have a curve, let's say curve is like this. So maxima of this curve is here. Maxima of this curve is here. So this point we can find at which point this curve having maxima. So we can get, if we get x1, we can get y1. x1, y1 will get. And if we have, this is minima of the curve. So curve is given. So to find this point minima, we can first we find dy by dx, find and make it equal to 0. Then see for which values of x this is coming to 0 and note those points, and then again double differentiate. So at point x1, if this is less than 0, means differentiate, double differentiate, put x1, and then see if it is less than 0, then we can say x1 is the point of maxima. Greater than 0, it is x2 is the point of minima, and this is going to be the point. Let's say for this curve, this point is going to be the point of minima. So these are the two application of very important application of differentiation. In physics, we are here we are not going to discuss the proof of this, why we are doing this. Okay, that you learned in maths, and if you interested, you can ask me in the live doubt session. But otherwise, follow the procedure, and this will be sufficient up to 12th standard to deal with the maxima and minima of the curve which we'll get in the physics. Okay, let's do a few questions and then it will be more clear to you. Let's say questions are like this. Question is from the curve given in the figure, find dy by dx at x is equal to 2. Again, those who are going to continue, you can take this book, Concept of Physics, S.C. Verma Part 1. You can buy this book. If you have at your home, you can start solving. I will let you know the question numbers which we have to solve. And I will show you the questions here for time being. I will show you the questions. Now let's say this is the curve. Just see the last question. Just see the last question. Okay, I think you got it. Now this is the question. So draw the graph and solve the question. Okay, from the curve given, find dy dx at x, 2, 6 and 10. It is given. So here, if I draw the graph for your understanding, let's say it is this is given, the points are labeled as it's a circle. This is 6, then this is 4, this is 2, this is given 2, this point is given 6, this is given, this is given 10. This is B, this is A, this is D. So you have to find slope at x is equal to 2. So you have to find dy by dx. Dy by dx, find dy by dx at x equal to 2, then 6 and then 10. So dy by dx मतलब slope as we have just discussed. तो क्या करना है? You have to draw the tangent. Means its meaning tangent, you have to find tangent at point 2, at 6 and 10. So if you draw the tangent at 2, so tangent will look like this. Tangent will look like this. It becomes my tangent. Okay, and this value is given. This cuts here at -2. So this tangent, it is tangent to curve at point 2. So we have to find this angle, theta 1. So you have to find tan theta 1. So tan theta, we say it is a right angle triangle. Let's say this is A. This point is given B. This is E. This is C. So you can see in this triangle ABC, this is a right angle triangle. So tan theta 1 is AB by BC. So AB is 4 by 4. So that becomes 1. So theta 1 becomes 45 degree or pi by 4. So dy by dx at point 2 is pi by 4. At P, you can see now if you draw tangent at P, so you can see this line is parallel to x-axis. So if line is parallel to x-axis and we measure angle from the x-axis and this line is parallel to x-axis, so tan theta or dy by dx at x is equal to 6 will be 0. Okay, so theta is 0 because this line is parallel to x-axis. Now at 6, at 10, if you again we have to find dy by dx, so draw the tangent. This is 12, this is 14. It is given in the curve. So again, if you see, let's say ED. So in this triangle, EDF is a right angle triangle. ठीक है ना? Right angle triangle. So we have to find this again. Slope means dy by dx means slope tan theta. Theta is always measured in anti-clockwise direction from x-axis. So ये angle अपने को find करना है anti-clockwise. This is theta 2. ये angle अपने को find करना है anti-clockwise. Okay. So this is theta 2. So this angle will be what? If you remember, it is pi minus or 180 minus. Pi means 180 minus theta 2. So in this triangle, tan of 180 minus theta 2 will be height DE by DF. D is 4, DF is 4. So this becomes 1. So if you see, you can 180 means if you just write tan theta 2. So 180 minus theta is minus tan, that is 1. So here tan theta 2 becomes minus 1. Means slope at this point 10 is minus 1. That is dy by dx at 10 is minus 1. Because you can see this angle is obtuse. So dy by dx meaning tan theta. So tan theta meaning dy by dx. So this angle is obtuse and it is in second quadrant. So in second quadrant tan theta will be negative. So this is going to be there. If you have to find theta, so you can see, you can write here tan 180 minus theta 2 is 1. So 180 minus theta 2 is 45. So theta 2 becomes 135 degree. Means this angle becomes 135 degree. So slope, the tangent is always measured in anti-clockwise direction, and you can do this. Okay. Next question is, this is the application of tangent. If you don't understand, repeat the video, go through it. the height reached in time t by a particle. Question is, please write, the height reached in a time t by a particle thrown upward with a speed u is given by h is given ut minus half gt square, where g is 9.8 meter per second square. Find the time taken in reaching the maximum height. Again, you can say you have to find the h max. You have to find h max. There is another method also in kinematics, so when we learn that, we'll do that. Here it's a h max karna find, means what? We have to find h max, meaning we have to find dh. So for that, what is the step? So do dh by dt, because h is a function of time. So find dh by dt, that is equal to, differentiate that, so u minus half gt, half, again मैं लिखता हूँ पूरा, किसी को नहीं समझे तो ut minus half gt square. It's a subtraction get inside, so this is u dt by dt minus half g dt square by dt. Again g is constant, तो बाहर आ गया, half is constant, u minus 2t, so gt equal to 0. So here t comes out u by g, means at this t, again यहाँ पे एक ही वैल्यू आ रहा है, तो no need to go for second step, no need to go for second step. Why? Because it's only one value. तो in physics if comes only one value, उसी point पे जो question में पूछ रहा है वही आंसर होगा. So they are asking maximum height, तो इसी टाइम पे maximum height होगा. So otherwise if अगर यहाँ पे दो वैल्यूज आते, एक और वैल्यू आता, तो तुमको फिर से सेकंड स्टेप करना होता, तुमको डबल डिफरेंशिएट करना होता, फिर तुमको ये वैल्यूज उसमें रखना होता. बट आई विल डू दैट फॉर, लेट्स से नाउ सेकंड स्टेप क्या था? नाउ फाइंड d2h by dt square. So that is d by dt of dh by dt. It is the method to write, means first we have differentiate, again it's a double differentiation. So this is going to be, so dh by dt has come this, so this is this u minus gt. If you take inside a 0, this will become minus g, and which is less than 0. So minus g is less than 0, so this is going to be always maximum height. So no need, as I said कि एक ही value, no need to find the second step, no need to go for second step. So now what is maximum height? तो h max क्या हो जाएगा? Put this calculated value, कितना हो जाएगा? u by g minus half g u square by g square. This cancels out. So that becomes u square by 2g. That is h max. This is the application of, okay. Those who have got SC Burma part 1, they have got more sums also in SC Burma. You can start solving. If I tell you the question number, let's say page 26 part 1, question number 12, question number 13, it's a solved. Okay, so two questions are there in solved, and in unsolved you have got, find the question number, it starts from question number 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, means page number is 29. In 29, question number starts from 20 till 23. So 4 questions are there. So solve those questions. That will give a good practice of this application of derivative or just derivative also. The next video I will go for integration, the second part of calculus, which is very useful in physics. So in integration. Thank you.